Hello. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Broadcast.gg Scrim Nights in NA. My name is Bemmie, and we're here with W+M1 versus the Operators. Let's go ahead and get straight to it and introduce the exciting teams we have lined up for you. Take it away, Byteme.
Hello, I'm going to be your caster, Byteme, accompanied by your favorite BeatDownDlvd, beating the streets like always, and I will be introducing Team Operators. Here we have Vision, the Need for Speed, the Zenyatta support. Well, not really Need for Speed, but you bet he ain't moving any of his legs to really do anything yet. Zeus, their DPS, along with Sharpshooter, going to be their flanker on Tracer. You have Stealth, their other sneaky beaky take, going to be playing a lot of Zarya, and you have Char, a good trusty right hand with a nice, good old Hume, the name you can never pronounce. It's always there. Give it up for their main support, Ana.
And on this side, we have W+M1, team that's been together for about a month, at least regarding with the entire team. Favorite composition, the Far Mercy Dive. Least favorite map, Hanamura. Disliking 2CP, team after my own heart. And they love Oasis. What can I say?
I mean, who doesn't love Oasis?
Crazy
it's a nice
people.
vacation.
That's right.
Oasis is nice.
Yeah, so looking to improve their understanding of the new meta. You're probably going to expect them to try out some Brigitte here because they want to see how she works out with everybody, with every other character.
Who's gonna try Brigitte, to be honest, when you can just let the sails fly and run the Bastion? Like, on defense, you're gonna be running. You might be running Brigitte, but is Brigitte really gonna do anything against that Bastion? It might boop him off the cart, but he's still gonna be spraying you down.
Well, if she can actually keep him off the cart, that is ideal. Because when you run the Bastion onto a payload map, the idea is you want to set up, and then that's your strongest. It's easy to stay on the payload, but as soon as you're knocked off and the team is camping it, it's really hard to get back on.
But seems like we will not be having any Bastion today, as the teams seem reluctant as ever to even be running the simplest of comps that us casters just so desire.
Yeah, well, it's not too late. Still 15 seconds. But yeah, I think it's just more common nowadays. Junkertown's been out long enough. Everybody knows other ways to run it, and everybody pretty much expects the Bastion at this point. So it might not always be the go-to composition anymore.
Definitely, and here we do have Sharpshooter on the Hanzo. The people that I feel we should be looking out for right now is Reese's Feces and Sharpshooter on that Hanzo. Sort of want to see how he works out for this team, as he's going to be pulling off on the left side, trying to do a little flank, trying to get some hits off on. He seems to be going for Reese's Feces right now, but Fantasy. They are running a sniper, so he does sort of need to watch out for that, as well as the rest of his team. You do see Stealth over there trying to do a little... Iron crit. Like, you saw him come out absolutely nowhere. They get that pick off, and Virgin is going to get boomboxed out of this. Just straight up out of there. As this does seem to be a push that is coming to an end, as Team Operates is coming quite low. They're going to need to back up and reset. Look in the back line. Reese's Feces is doing a nice little flank.
Yeah, this is the problem they had in the last map. They weren't really dealing with Reese's Feces on the far, letting him kind of just get away with whatever. I think that's a big thing that's going to cause them problems in this map if they don't actually deal with it. Also, got to watch out for Fantasy, who's doing really well so far.
All the snipers are just really good in this game. When I say watch out for Reese's Feces and watch out for, Sharpshooter, it was sort of like watch out for everyone, because these guys are all really good. Like, even though they haven't been well together, like, Team Operators and this team work quite well together, as we do see the Valkyrie come out from Adu, saying adieu to all your problems, but Vision's going to bring back those problems, taking out Reese's Feces as they keep on stacking up onto each other. Oh, but it's bleeding blue right now. We do see a nice double kill come off from the team.
Yeah, and Eskimo here really fragging out, getting some pretty good kills, good picks. I think it's really been helping this dive they have going on here. On top of that, Iron Crit. Really good jumps here. He never gets his health too low. Always gets out at the right moment, despite his low HP. You got to chalk that up to partially to Fixer, though. They're working together really well, protected each other, and really just making this dive work.
And speaking of dive, is Iron Crit even need to jump here? Is he's getting sort of bombarded right now as the dive? Oh, like you said, Fixer coming there, helping them out a lot, as we do see. Was that was that like a class like that was a bait by the textbooks. They baited out like Fixer, Iron Crit baited that out so hard.
Indeed, definitely worked out for them. They're still holding. Haven't even gotten around the bend here. Now Fantasy warning them, can't come out because she knows where they are. Stealth is gonna, Stealth is coming out on the Brigitte instead of the Zarya here. Not quite sure how that one's gonna work. You usually want to run all three of them if you can. Although I guess we'll have to see what they're going for here. They really do need to take out Reese's Pieces though.
Yeah.
This guy's been absolutely obliterating them.
They're even gonna write Evolution to get that just tiny bit back. But Fixer, oh my god, it's like the constant bombardment you have from Fixer in Iron Crit is just insane. You have Fixer coming up on one side, Iron Crit now jumping in. As soon as Fixer gets out, he's on that back line already. And Fixer, oh my god, it's just like they're just cutting them in half and they're just pinching them. But finally, they're gonna get a break as Iron Crit and Reese's Pieces do fall down.
Yeah, starting to look like operators might have something going here. Although Fantasy really not wanting to let this happen, getting kill after kill.
Fantasy might be able to get picked off. Vision, watch out! You're like, oh, that Graves. Vision needs to be a little bit more careful on how he plays this, but they're gonna have, I think, at least one more chance to defend this card.
Yeah, they definitely look like they're getting ready to go for it. Sights from Widowmaker will help as well.
We do see.
They actually have they have the fire barrage as well.
What a nice dragon. It was nicely placed, but it's not going to do anything as Fantasy. It's still going to be dominating the skies, and the Reese's Pieces does get picked up, and Evolution does kill off the main support, but that doesn't mean the end of anything as, oh, yeah, the ults are coming out now, and when you don't have that many ults, it's a little bit iffy, but a weirdly placed ult on operators, allowing them to just basically stroll in with their Transcendence and live through that. We do see the fight continue on a little bit. That's sort of the end. This is Operator's win.
Definitely. Now they're just stalling the inevitable here. Nothing they can really do, although Fantasy really making an effort. Also already has another sight. It was a really close fight. However, they finally did take care of Reese's Pieces there. Didn't actually let him get full value out of the Rocket Barrage, which is great because it's been a big struggle of theirs. Now they have 3 ultimates. Only 2 minutes to make it through this next point. However, with W+M1 not having very much, this next fight should go in the favor of the operators.
It should go in the favor of operators. And you do see Fantasy trying to get a little bit sidestep. Like you see, he just wants. He's basically begging for that McCree. As well as Fixer. Like I said, this dive is never ending. It will always happen, and there is nothing that you can do to stop it.
No, unfortunately not. The rally is really helpful here. They built it up. Still have a lot of that armor and the huge pick on the Reese's Pieces here. They're getting close to the point. Wow. Oh
yeah, that was a really nice shatter on their side. I wish I had hyped that up a little bit more, but it came a little bit too fast as they are going to get point B.
Yeah, that's right. Still, and they have both support ultimates too, so this is looking pretty good for them. You know, shaky start. However, they did manage to pull it together and actually find a way to deal with the dive comp here. And they still have quite a decent amount of armor left from the rally, as Stealth is already building his way towards another one.
Definitely.
So again, this is starting to look like the next fight should favor the operators if they keep it together.
And and those rallies are like extremely good. Like you said, like they're getting the rally. It's gonna help them out a lot. We do see a more of a death ball. Not a death ball, but it is more of a death ball than what we do have the other team running. Oh, and Fixer! Char a little bit late on that shield. They're able to get both of the supports and Char out. This would basically be a clean mopping if they actually do want to get any more kills.
Unbelievable. Reese's Pieces with the concussion actually knocked them all into that bomb. It looked like they were going to block it. It looked like nobody was going to die, but Reese's Pieces turned it into a triple kill.
Yeah, honestly, that's such a nice play as we do see Fantasy trying to get a few picks off from the high ground, but Char comes in with a nice little shield. Oh, man, I thought Iron Hit was going to die there. He got booped right into that dragon, but Fantasy is doing a lot of work right now. No evolution. Hey, say goodbye. No Humi. You ain't doing anything. As the killers just seem to continue racking on, and operators keep on getting pushed back further and further.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to deal with Fantasy here. Now, in this long sight line, he's just taking all the advantage here. landing kill after kill. It doesn't look like anybody really even cares to contest him, and I think that's a part of their problem right now.
Like honestly, any widow can be a strong widow. You don't even have to be good. It's just that constant threats you put out. These PCs doesn't matter about threats. Gonna go up in there, get a single kill, but that distraction that they got, they did get stealth to pop his rally. They do have Huey to get that res up. That's a lot of resources put into this push.
A lot indeed, and it's too bad because they actually couldn't completely stop it. In fact, operators are taking the lead here, getting kills. Even Fantasy going down late. That's really gonna hurt because now the kills are gonna start to be. The spawns are gonna start to be staggered. Char has the Earth Shatter, actually, and they have both DPS ultimates. All they have is an Eskimo's ultimate too. Yeah, they're gonna have to be really careful.
Char's gonna have to time this perfectly. It can't. Oh, Evolution barely getting a do, as you do see Iron Crit trying to jump on there, and it's bleeding red right now. There's very little chance that team operators, it's gonna be probably booping it around Eskimo, and that is going to be good round.
Good round indeed. Despite Fixer's best attempts eating that Dragon Strike, it still wasn't enough. The Deadeye came through, picked up the necessary kills, and W+M1 ended up rolling over.
Let's see what's happening now on both sides now. Maybe I'll get my dream. Maybe I'll get to see the Bastion on the cart and let the sail fly.
Let the pirate ship sails fly. Hey, yeah, we still got some time here.
Anyway, from what you saw, what do you think's gonna happen now? There's not much that's gonna be going on. Like, how do you think how do you think that team operator is going to be flexing a little bit? Because honestly, Fantasy on Ana right now is going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think operators might struggle here because they almost got full health in that first round. They got right up to the end with overtime going, and then they finally started to pick it up, get it together, and actually start making some moves. However, they can't afford to do that right now. They can't afford the slow starting here that they did before because W+M1 has shown that they're very consistent and they're gonna get rolled over. And definitely, if they play lackadaisically in the beginning, W+M1's going to probably get the first point for free, get a lot more time in the bank, and it will definitely cause a problem for operators. Although they're sticking to this. Yeah, that's not a lot of time.
It isn't, but they are going to be getting that sweet, succulent minute. But then again, so that time in the bank, if they have 4 minutes and they have 8.9, that's a pretty big oof right there. Again, no Bastion, but we do have Fantasy. Oh, Fantasy switched off. He's now on the he's now on the Widow, but he's gonna be just as deadly on the Widow.
Yeah, just as he has been so far.
Oh, Reese's Feces, come on, stop. That's the first kill. That wasn't even fair. He just sort of popped up there and killed him. Hume already has to allocate the res, straight up the resing vision. If they don't, they're probably just gonna get rolled, and you just see Fixer. Oh my gosh. Like, the amount that this team is able to go in the back lines and just disrupt is amazing. They're split in two right now. Ironclad is attacking the front line. We do them, and then we do have like almost the entire other team on the back line. As Char is getting just bullied around. We just see Fixer and Ironclad jump on both of them, and that's basically just gonna be the first point. They're already falling down. I can't even see operators trying to get this point back.
No, absolutely not. This is definitely over. Fantasy there with the insane hook shot on the sharpshooter, and then after that he just started racking up kills, filling up that kill feed. And at such a point in time between there and the first point, operators really don't have time to come and defend here.
Man, that straight up the back line that you were able to get from Fixer and Reese's Feces is just godly. As we're seeing him come in the back line one more time with Ironclad, they're gonna get a pick off on Vision already. Oh, sorry, that is Fantasy going off, getting both supports in the span of like 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, Fantasy, stop. As Reese's Feces is gonna come in there, pick some more. That was 6 sniper kills. That was 6 sniper kills.
That was 6 sniper kills. Obviously the team's helped, but Fantasy really feeling it now. Now, last round was clearly a warm-up because now he's just landing crits one after another, really getting so much value out of the Widow. You know, Evulsion is really going to have to step it up and contest him if they're going to want to be able to actually make any meaningful hold. They do have time to hold the point here, so we're gonna have to see what they do here. They both teams have the Valkyrie, although Vision is lagging way behind on the Transcendence. So
So
this
you
is
see Ironclad come up in here. Sorry to cut you off right there, but we do see Ironclad come on the high ground to completely stop any push with the Zenyatta. They're also going to get a double kill with that right now as Iron Crit, Fantasy, and VZs are just dominating the field. They're not letting anyone come through on the point, and they're trying to have to back up as they do get point B with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left.
insane. Running a dive into a Brigitte, and they're playing it perfectly.
Honestly, it's so good.
Yeah.
With Evolution now on this Widow, do you think he's even going to be able to amount to the skill that we see Fantasy on right now? Is he going to be able to Widow him out of the Fantasy?
Yeah, it's good. It's good that he's finally starting to make some moves against Fantasy here, although he goes down himself. But 5 minutes left on the start point. It's still a little late for that.
Fixer not getting the that might have been a zoning ult, but he didn't get anyone, which we usually see him get one or two people at least. Is we do see Fixer up on the high ground again, and Iron Crit just completely there's no backline in this game. It's just you're in the front line or you're dead. Like Char just isn't like backing up in time. He isn't supporting his teammates. Well, he was just there, but then we do see again Evolution just fall down to Fantasy. The Fantasy's never going to end, as this is just gonna, in all honesty, be a world point.
Yeah, unless they can make something happen right now. Iron Crit going down is really helpful. They lost their main tank. This is Operator's chance to hold this down and actually shave some time off, because letting them cap in 4 minutes is really bad.
Yeah. They are going to like you said, they are going to back up, wait for Iron Crit here, but not without Reese's Feces. Trying to at least get a pick off. Gosh, these snipers are just insane, playing extremely aggro. The Genji is going to try to do whatever he can to pop up. Oh, there we go, Sharpshooter. Gets taken out, just takes out Reese's Feces right there, but he's going to get res up by a dude again that is resources sort of down, but they use that res for something that I feel is definitely going to be worth it in the end, as we do see who's going to win that one? No, it's getting very nerve-wracking as Evolution is going to get a do. And like we've been saying the entire game, when your main support's down, you got to back up, and that's what they're going to do. They have 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried. Mercy goes down. All right, back up. Let's try again. Be more careful. It is good. Evolves is starting to really get these kills, start lining up all this damage, which is good. It's giving his team time to build ultimates, constantly having W+M1, back up, restart the fight. Because now they have the Dragon Blade and both support ults.
They are going to pop. W+M1 is going to pop their dragons, but it's going to be at a weird angle. Not going to get anyone. Maybe that was just distraction. His Fantasy Reese's are going to be getting some nice picks off, but Evolution picks off into again. That's probably Evolution is doing a really good job at just sort of stopping the push, but with that Transcendence, the push isn't stopping, and the train is going to keep on pushing. With Reese's Species and Fixer just straight up putting bullets down range to try to do whatever they can to keep this push going. Sharpshooter's gonna pop his blade, do everything. Oh, but he's gonna try out by Eskimo. What? Man, you can't even blade by the Zenny without him just completely decimating you. As we just see the Valkyrie also go up. This they're committing. This has to be the push that they're gonna get it.
Yeah, shutting down a Dragon Blade was so huge of Eskimo there. That could have stopped the fight right there. It could have won it for them, but instead he flipped it in his favor. Sharpshooter being the only one left on point. Nope, never mind. That's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be good round. And what? 3 minutes is gonna be in the clock for W+2, and then like 1 minute 8 seconds for Operators. Like, this isn't looking so good for Operators right now.
No, it's really not. But it's not impossible. 1 minute can get you far, especially if you take fights really well. And you can defend for 3 minutes.
You can.
You can.
Cisco's. I never understood why they had the team with the most time. I sort of get it. Like, you want to give the lower up. That doesn't make sense why they are ending it. They're going to be going on to the next map, like most scrims. Like, unlike the tournaments, we are not. So why don't we bring in our local analyst Bemmie to start? Why don't we analyze this game with him real quick?
Well, to say a couple of things about the game starting off, I was getting a little bit worried for Operators. They were They were sort of struggling at the first marker, but that's usually the case for some teams. And also on top of that, their alt economy was a little bit risky. There was previous interviews with them that they've been trying to improve on that, and they did finally show some life in the fact that they were able to hold it as long as they did with that time bank that W+M1 had is absolutely astounding. There's nothing to be ashamed of in this overall composition that they had. I would say that very impressive stuff. I really respect Reese's using the Hanzo and just sort of utilizing on the new abilities. We definitely saw a lot of kills coming in from that. I think more than not, like you brought up, Byteme and Beatdown, is that they sort of ignored the back line a lot of the times, both sides actually. If you notice that, you know, Reese's was able to get a lot of kills as Pharah and Hanzo, and then on top of that, you know, Evolution was able to do his thing and managed to get quite a few Deadeyes that usually we don't see nowadays with the ult.
That backline, you gotta worry about it. Arsenal get decimated. That McCree, that Fixer on the Diva, Iron on the Winston. Yeah, watching out for your backlines, you're just gonna get decimated.
It's true. W+M1 really run the dive very well. It's very clean, just right up into your backline, and they shred them. And they take really good positions. You know, I don't remember earlier in the first round of Junkertown, when they were defending, they went for a dive, and they actually let them push the payload and completely rotated around the back of the operators. It's like they didn't even know. And it caught them completely off guard and tore them apart.
Absolutely. And one last thing as well, I did notice that operators managed to unfortunately get sidetracked with their healers of not being with the team as much, so that was a little bit risky.
Anyway, off of the last game, stop dwelling about the past as we do come into this next game. Seems like we do have a nice little, you know, straight up push the cart, not slambulance, but they are going to be running a nice little death ball right here as they are going to be going into that nice room. But that room may be their fear, as Fixer and Iron Crit are going to be locking down their sights, wanting to pick off someone in their sights. He's putting a lot of damage down range right now. Sharpshooter almost could have gotten the could have should have would have gotten that right hit off onto Reese's Species, but it's looking iffy at that point, as we do see Iron Crit does go down when a nice little push. They did push that top ground straight into it. Iron Fixer wasn't expecting that, as the is bleeding red, and this does seem to be operator's point. They're finally getting a nice clean push in.
They are, although they're gonna have to start getting more kills soon. You know, Iron Crit's about to get back to the point. Oh, he's already there actually. And the kill on the Hume is actually going to really turn this fight for them. Although Reese's Feast going down really isn't going to help.
And what a nice hammer down. Being able to get most of the team. There's absolutely, you know, there's little they can do at this point. You know, even stalling for a few seconds is the right move. But how much stall are they going to get off of that?
Nothing meaningful. At the end of the day, they're just feeding ultimates here. So, I guess at first, the hope was, oh, maybe we can make this hold point A. It's really useful. However, it didn't work out, and now operators have 3 ultimates to work with here. Although pretty soon, W+M1 have both support ultimates and the Tracer Bomb, so this is a bit even. However, the armor that's just been used is going to help operators out a lot in this next fight.
I feel like Hume has a big X over his forehead, as we do see Fantasy searching out, trying to get that bomb up in the next spot. Oh, but it's not gonna connect with anyone. It's just gonna blow up. But you know, no biggie. He's the backline. He's gonna get that up back in like 5 seconds. Either way, as we do see Fixer and Iron both in the back lane. They are getting caught by the grab, but we are gonna be seeing the Monkey come out to do whatever they can to protect themselves.
You know, it's hard. When you're running this composition for operators, you have the Zarya, which is good in this meta, but when your only DPS is the Widowmaker, it's really hard to make use of the Graviton Surges. You know, your entire team needs to be in there if you don't have a damage ult to throw at it. And that's what you saw, you know, they got a pretty decent grab, caught them in it, however, no follow-up. So they didn't get anything for it. They only got just above a tick, and now they're getting pushed back all the way to spawn as a result. And they don't have any ults for this next fight, whereas W+M1 have 3.
Man, 3 ults can make the difference. 3 is the magic number. And I feel like Operator's magic number right here is doing a dry push to try to get off a Dude's or Anskimo's ult right now. Getting either of those ult for a dry push would be complete glory in all senses. But glory or not, here comes the push.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do some dry pushes right now. There's really not a whole lot of meaningful progress they can make without any ultimates here.
When you see a nice cleave by Iron and gets up in that high ground with Fixer, just bringing down the single cannon, as we do see Reese Species pop his ult as well. Anyone ever pusher could have possibly have been, might have been an ult that should have been saved, but they do win that push.
Yeah, Reese's Feast is basically in this entire scrim historically getting great use from the Rocket Barrage. Gets so many kills. I do using the Valkyrie may not have been entirely necessary. However, I guess it's a bit of insurance, as then they have both tank ultimates online as well as the Transcendence. Still looking good for them, honestly. Although now Evulsion with another rally, and they do have the Valkyrie. Hopefully Stealth will build up to this Graviton Surge soon, and they're going to try to make something out of it. However, the McCree is still a little questionable in terms of damage ultimate combined with the Graviton.
Anyway, speaking of the rally right there, they rallied, but Iron Crew doesn't care about any single little bit of rally. Is he just gonna pop up in there and seems like Sharpshooter's doing his job right now as DPS at least, but is it gonna matter when Stealth pops his grab? Is it actually gonna do anything? That's the real question.
Well, you see, the thing is, it can. However,
it definitely can.
It definitely can, but they don't have a lot of damage to counteract the Transcendence. So what they're gonna have to do is bait it out or kill him before they pop the grab.
Ooh, as we do see a nice pulse bomb trying to come up on that char, but the shield's already up. Hit the shield, didn't hit char, as it seems like the push is gonna be delayed for at least another 30 seconds.
Definitely. Good play from Iron Crit. You know, had three members of Operators on the left, essentially just getting the kill on Sharpshooter and distracting the rest of them with the Primal Rage prevented Operators from actually making a decent push onto the point. So his team cleaned up the rest, and now the team has a reset.
And reset they will, as we do see, you know, Reese's Species is throwing a little bit of missiles down the range, trying to get a little bit of ult charge. No, he already has ult, just trying to get a little bit of damage off then. I definitely feel like he's going to be focusing down Stealth. Oh, but Stealth takes him out already. They are going to have to res that out. Is Stealth going to pop his grab in time? And, oh, there it is. They are high ground. Not that much damage that they can actually get off, but they are going to get the main duo that has been causing them the biggest amount of trouble other than Iron and Fixer. We are seeing the nuke bomb come into Transcendence, and Winston are all jumping onto the point, trying to say whatever they can, waiting for Reese's Feces and their support Mercy to come and do whatever they can as both Valkyries are popped. But in a matter of 2 seconds with each other, we do see Justice coming from above as Juicy Feces is only able to get 2 picks off, but is that going to make the difference, as we do see 4 people from Operators on the point? Oh my god, Sharpshooter doing a lot of work, taking out both supports. Only one support, but Reese's Feces as well. This is going to be a close battle, as it's only Iron and a Dew on the point. He's gonna push him off, but there's only 15% left to go.
Wow, it actually looks like they're gonna be holding this push here, because they're all starting to come back on the point. The kills are rolling into their favor. Yeah, and it looks like Operators actually have to back off. They were so close too.
What a nice hold. Honestly, 15% left to go. I was thinking Iron Fixer's gonna get picked, and then I was gonna try to stop for as long as possible, but Iron Fixer comes in with his rage and tries to pushing them off the point like the god he is.
Yeah, you know, the Primal Rage, such a large health pool, plus the healing from the Mercy Ria-Do, not actually getting focused at all, so he was perfectly free to just keep the healing stream on him. There was no way they could have done enough damage. You know, Stealth had a Graviton earlier, actually way too far away from an Eskimo. He couldn't actually do anything about it. However, they shot it into the high ground, and because the team is very immobile, they actually couldn't make any use of it.
Now, here's something that's really nice. We did see the Zenny got picked off. He was then trying to get raised by Humi, but Humi was booped a little bit to the point. And now we do see Fantasy going in that backline, waiting for Zenny to respawn and just pick him off. And we do see 2 of the supports are basically being distracted right now in the backlines. Fantasy doing his work as that backline flanker. No one's going to get through his grasp at all. As we do see all the grab does come out from Stealth. it's gonna get the pesky duo. But without their two supports, I think it's gonna be a lot easier push than it would usually be. We do
Definitely
see
the case. Yeah, this is looking like they're gonna get it. Their kills are rolling in for them. It's a good thing that Transcendence on Eskimo didn't actually end up doing anything, because right after it wore off, they didn't get any value and killed anyone from operators. So because of that, they ended up getting the kills that they needed to actually finish this point off.
Definitely. And why next question is coming off on overtime. We're gonna have the next round begin. I looked at operators. They could have improved upon some things. I feel like one or two, like at least that grab where it was on high ground and it only got the pesky duo was a good grab, but it could have been a little bit better placed.
Are you guys between rounds right now?
Yeah, no.
All right, cool. Yeah, just really quick. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You can mute it if you want. This feedback is like it's fine if it's public. Or how about this? If you can just mute this. You can just mute the stream, briefly. That's all right. All right, cool.
Lucian up on the high ground. Fixer does try to push him up, and there is a support battle up there, but Fixer is just gonna ignore it for the first 5 seconds, and then he's gonna try to go back there, but Street Cells like, nope, come to me, you're fighting me, not my supports. But Reese is gonna go back there and take out Vision, as it does seem the chat is bleeding red, and I'd say May17 win should probably back up for the first few seconds, maybe regroup.
Definitely good hold for them. They really stalled Fixer. They're just getting his mech back, and now he's kind of off in no man's land. And they've operators have already built up 2 ultimates here. You know, they got the Deadeye and the Valkyrie. Probably going to be used in the next fight here. Although Reese's Pieces, as we know, gets really good value out of the Rocket Barrage. Expect to see that coming up as well. Adu also has the Valkyrie, so expect to see them out from both sides. Actually,
and there he is. The Rocket Barrage comes out, takes out Brigida, takes out Chart. In a sense, and right now, Fixer comes in there with the beautiful thing. They didn't pop. They did pop Valk, just like just to give themselves that little bit of extra health. And here we do see Reese's just come in, do a little bit more backline damage.
Yeah, it's not a big deal for this early in the round to pop the Valkyrie. Now they have 6 minutes. There's plenty of time to build up another one and make use of it. Reese's Pieces again getting so much value here, and it's too bad Evolution didn't actually come in time with the Deadeye. He was pretty much the only one left at the time, and Fixer was eating it up at this point. So the only thing they have now to work with is Vision's Transcendence, which we're seeing right now.
Speaking of eating it up, and you said that Transcendence coming up, eating up all that damage, not allowing to do anything, and the nuke comes in. That was so close to actually getting Evolution. But Humi is also a humongous kill for them right now, as we do see Iron Crit and Fixer sort of pulling a Bonnie and Clyde right here, back to back, shooting everyone they possibly can. As all this does seem, this point is gonna be going to Mouse for this round.
It's really not looking good. You know, the kills are really starting to get. The spawns are really staggered here. They're actually spawn camping them right now. Got the second tick already, and no one's actually being able to get out of the point. Reese's Pieces still has the rocket barrage too.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The boop up, the double kill. There's nothing they can do. Sharpshooter just tries to frantically stall this point for like the last few seconds, but it's not gonna matter as he does fall down to Reese's Pieces, and that's gonna be good round. But if I'm correct, they might not play this out. It all depends on what they want to do.
Case, yes.
They will not be playing the next game.
It was a good game, though, overall. I do like to say that I was really enjoying a lot. If you notice from the attack side of things, that there was a good bait coming in from the Diva Bomb on the side of Mouse, as they were able to bring in the Tranquility from the sides of Operators, which made it a little more difficult for them to be able to take that. It was a great back and forth fight. I will say that it's a little bit risky, although I do appreciate that they have been able to sort of not put all their eggs in one basket in Reese's, but they've definitely been making him the star of the show. And I've really been enjoying that, sort of just that teamwork that we usually, you know, even though Overwatch is a team-centric game, some people forget that. And that's just a factor of life when you're sort of in the heat of the moment of the battle. But it's nice that they were able to play cool. I will say also Operators was doing a good job with that, but maybe sometimes a little too clustered because it was easy to get like multiple ult kills with that.
Yeah, I think part of that is because of Reese's Pieces. He actually positions himself quite well. And the fact is, Operators don't actually really do much about it. They do more so now, but in the beginning, in the earlier maps here, Pharah would actually finish the voice line. You know, it's not something you hear very often.
Yeah. A lot of reliance on Evolution to follow up and take out the Pharah. I think maybe it might be a good idea to try to find some other options in hit scan, but still good stuff from either side.
Absolutely. Now we're starting the next map here. It's going to be Dorado.
My favorite.
It's always Dorado.
It's always Dorado.
It's always Dorado. It's versus Sombra. It was Dorado, and you know. Oh god, remembering Sombra is bringing back bad memories.
What do you mean? Sombra meta was great.
I'm not saying Sombra meta. I'm sorry. I'm saying the AR for Sombra was like probably one of the worst Overwatch moments I've ever had.
Oh my gosh, I actually like physically repressed that. I forgot about that. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, you never remember the Sombra AR. It was that bad. Ugh.
That's okay. So now we got both teams setting up here. I see a Torbjorn in spawn. However, I feel like that's just a joke, and I won't actually get to see this happen.
Gotta wait for the memes to like pan out, so that way you see what the real heroes are.
And as we all know, the world could always use more heroes.
Seems like we might be seeing that. Unless you're trolling with us, we might be seeing the level 3 turret come up.
You know, the only thing what I think they're gonna do is I think they're gonna just keep the dive. Like it said in their thing, the Pharmacy dive is their favorite comp, and honestly, it shows. They play it so well. Even when Operators runs the Brigitte, who many said was basically the herald to the end of dive, because absolutely not a problem here for W+M1. So they're gonna have mirroring DPS here. Definitely keep an eye on the Widowmakers, especially Fantasy. He's been popping off basically the entire night.
Sharpshooter went for a red shot there, but didn't. Oh, he's going for one again. He's gonna. Oh, doesn't get it. The red shots are honestly always risky to try to go up, and we do see again Reese's Pieces is actually getting pocketed by his Mercy while Evolution isn't. Again, we have a nice little backline battle. Fixer is doing a lot of damage, as well as Iron. You know, one comes out, the other one comes in. It's like tag team wrestling. It's honestly like the best thing I've ever seen.
For sure. Now we have casualties on both sides. It looks like they're just gonna stagnate for a bit. You know, Iron Crit isn't there, so they want to be really careful how they take this next engage. Getting close to some support ults here. Seem pretty much even in economy. Although Adu's getting really close to that Valkyrie. Probably going to see that soon. Reese's Feast is on a nice kill on the evolution.
Yeah. You never suspect those really nice picks, as the battle does pick up again, but not on the cart. Instead, by the bridge, Sharpshooter's gonna go off. Like, oh my god, Sharpshooter does go off on the backline where we weren't looking and gets a double kill. But he is gonna sadly take it out by Iron Crypt, as he does go in the rage mode. Oops, everyone off the cart. Now he has his eye on the double support, but with the way it's looking, chat beating blue, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to push this right now.
Very hard and definitely questionable ult usages here. I'm not quite sure why he used the Valkyrie. They're honestly in such a good position. I had nothing to worry about. Even worse though, Adu actually used the Valkyrie as well. So now they're short one ultimate that they really could have needed. Yeah, I guess so. But Reese's Feast is now with the Rocket Barrage, hoping to continue making great work of that, although Evolution has it as well, on top of the Earth Shatter and Diva Bomb. This is really looking good for them, you know? They have more ultimates. If they use them correctly, they can keep this point here.
Look at this flank by Fixer and Iron Crypt. They came up on that side, but like, hey, you think we're gonna come in the main thing? No, we're not. Oh my god, Reese's Species! What? Oh, was that just a team kill by only Reese's? That was, okay, Fantasy did get something, but Reese's just came in there and just decimated the entire team.
I don't know if it was only Reese's, but man, was he a lot of those kills. Insane. Just keeps getting so much value out of that ultimate, to the point where Evolutions just doesn't want to bother anymore with this fire duel. Switches to McCree. And it's, I guess that's why he used his ultimate in that last fight. Knew he just couldn't run the Pharah, decided, okay, let me see what I can get out of this. Ended up being nothing, but now he's gonna have to be really careful, because he's gonna have to look out for Sharpshooter, because he's very yeah.
Do see quite a bit. Yeah, Sharpshooter is doing a lot right now, keeping Team Mice the tiniest bit off by operators being able to hold to it. The red, they definitely, Sharpshooter is probably the only one who's able to do anything about Fantasy, right?
Yeah, well, now since Operators is running the dive comp, they can all kind of dive and collapse onto the Widowmaker. So it's definitely possible there. However, yeah, their best bet is Sharpshooter just winning those duels, because that's really going to make this dive a lot easier. You have one less DPS to worry about.
Ooh, Fantasy. No, Evolution. We're doing the work over here. Simi is going to be rising that up, and we do see the Transcendence come up. The fireworks are being popped as Transcendence and Beat both can drop down at the same time. A little bit of a bad timing that could have been worked out a little bit more, but Fixer doesn't care, takes out both of the supports. Oh my god. Like, when I say tag team wrestling team, that's honestly what it is. As they're the only of these two tanks to deal with left, this is gonna go really smoothly for them right now.
Yeah, they're getting just enough time for the rest of their team to come to the point.
But Hume, oh man, like, yeah, just enough time. Hume walks in there, saves that point. Oh, did Hume get picked off by Iron Crypt? I thought Sharpshooter just picked up his own teammate for some reason. But just get picked up by Iron Crypt. Their main support, they start at the back up right there, as they were able to solve it for quite a bit though. I'll be honest.
It was definitely a risky res, and he ended up paying for it. W+M1 now has 5 ultimates. There's really no way they won't capture this point. And it looks like they're going to have the advantage in the next fights going forward,
Mm-hmm. Oh, they do man that card for a quick second, though.
Just a second. Fixer opening up with the... Jeez, with the self-destruct kill.
Whoa.
They're just collapsing right onto them.
Collapsation, relapsation, as there's nothing that Team Operators can really do. They're waiting to spawn. Like, that's supposed to at the need group up. And they're also running a Hanzo now, so, ooh, this fight's gonna be nice.
Yeah, Hanzo's really strong right now. I'm surprised we're only just seeing him now since the map has started. Although now Fantasy popping sights, knows where everybody is. Actually, the whole team does. And they still have both support ults and this Dragon Blade we're about to see right now.
Oh, but the Dragon Blade, is Evolution gonna actually... No, Evolution did get a nice stop. Going on that backline, I'm sure collapsing down. decimating everyone. There's nothing that they can do about it as they're gonna get the cart to the point, and that's good. Wait, who? Oh, stealth, keeping it back for a few seconds. Wow. Wait, 0.0 meters. Man, they need to push it so far. Man, this is what you need right now, and oh, it's gonna be a tough one, as it seems like Team Mouse is gonna need to back up and regroup for this one.
Really unfortunate for W+M1 here. You know, they made the mistake of not actually being on the point that last little bit. I'm not sure if you all noticed, but they were just there, not actually touching the point when nobody was contesting it. They failed as a result of it.
Evolution gets the ulting ado out and over with, as they do get a res of their own, and this is gonna be really hard for Mice to even do anything now.
Yeah, although they used they used the Valkyrie, so they won't have it for the next fight. As long as Sharpshooter doesn't get much value out of his Dragon Strike, the operators, W+M1 does have a chance to get this here. You know, they do have the walls. They're probably going to use that soon. They're going to need that information on where everybody is. Reese's Pieces will probably get the Dragon Blade really soon and pop it right after. If he can time it with the beat, it's going to really help him out here and make this blade way more impactful.
Ooh, fancy, takes out Vision. Now let's wait for that blade. Reese's Species going out, trying to do whatever he can in that back line, get as much damage as he needs. 95% all, and there it is. Where the Dragon Blade's gonna come out is the only question we should be asking right now. Is when you see Fantasy doing whatever he can. Oh, the Dragon Blade, he's probably holding it off just for that last minute, because he doesn't want anyone to be contesting his point anymore. It is his point, as it is gonna be tried up. Yep, no one's allowed to be on his point, not even Lucio. He's gonna get booped out and then hacked in the, not even hacked, and that's gonna be good round.
Yeah, really wanted to just, I guess he just wanted to save the Dragon Blade there in case there was something else, but that's a little bit of a dangerous tactic. Luckily, it did work out for them.
Discipline on these players is amazing.
But you do want to be careful not to just hold your ult for the next map, as people like to say.
Man, how come I can't pop my ult? I had it at the end of last game. What the hell?
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. But still, good. Ended up being a good play. Although now they have a lot less time than they would have had they not just paid more attention and actually got onto the point. But, you know, they still capped.
Oh, you know, just have a little, you know, yeah, everyone makes mistakes. You gotta be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here we do have, so what should we be expecting from the defense right now? Like, how are they going to be playing this defense? Let's not worry about offense.
Seems like they're probably going to play. They're going to just continue running dive. It seems like that's the direction this match is actually shifted towards. You know, both teams kind of started running, you know, Reinhardt some death ball here. And then, yeah, because of that, they kind of just started slowly transitioning into running the dive comp. So, yeah, as we can see, they're actually, Operators is running the classic dive comp here. Literally, like Genji Tracer, Lucio, Zen, Winston, Diva. And W+M1 running the comp they love to run, the Far Mercy.
Honestly, that Far Mercy is so good.
It is, and it's gonna do, on paper it does really well against the comp Operators has here, because you know they don't have anybody that can meaningfully damage Reese's Feasts here. So expect a swap once they realize. Yeah,
and let's see how this first fight's gonna go, as Char does try to do whatever he can to take out that devilish duo that you so said. You know, he goes on there, baited out, stealth calls it, he sort of tags out for Char, and Char just eats it. It was funny how fast it happened. Reese's Pieces is going to be getting 2 more picks off to start this fight. Man.
Yeah, so far they're going to hold. It's unfortunate. It seems like Char doesn't get the most support from his team when he's going for a dive or when he's getting focused down. You see him dying a lot by himself. And sometimes to no fault of his own. It's just kind of getting ignored.
Honestly. Yeah. Oh, he is sort of getting ignored. Now I'm looking at it.
And now Evolution switching to the McCree. Definitely tired of this Far Mercy.
We definitely see Evolution every single game to drop to McCree, as Did Fantasy just snipe out a Tracer? Man, I'm loving Fantasy right now. Can I get a Fantasy shirt right now? we do see the Devilish Duo come up, making some steamed hams for the group right now. Ooh, Hume, you can run, but you can't hide. You're gonna get picked up immediately. We do see them. They have to regroup. Every single time there's been a fight, they have to regroup back up and spawn.
Indeed, because W+M1, they like to hold really far up, and they do it really well, too.
They do. Oh, we do see sharpshooters. The sights do come in. Sharpshooters gets highlight. He's out there. He wants to flank, but I don't think they're going to allow him to flank. No.
Definitely not in his interest, although this isn't looking good for them. DPS swapped twice now. They got no value out of their ultimates here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the ult advantage is shown to be working here, because look, Pharah getting 2, maybe 3 good kills here. They're still being held out in spawn.
Man, I'm flabbergasted right now how this is actually working for them. They're holding up so far. I'd be so tilted if I was operators right now.
Well, it's Reese's Pieces. He's positioning himself really well, getting so much value. I sound like a broken record, but it's just a fact. Out of the rocket barrage, and they still have 3 ultimates to work with here, almost 4 actually. Both support ults. So, this is looking really good for them.
Oh, they hit 2 picks, and you did see Stealth try to get up on Fantasy, get that stress off of him, but nope. Unlike operators, or operators backline isn't as well guarded as Mice's backline is. As the minute someone gets on Fantasy, boom, Iron crits or fixtures are already on his back supporting him. That's what's so good about Team Mouse. They can just straight up walk back and help their backline immediately.
Yeah, it's a really, I'm sure, favored by the supports. A good style of dive. You immediately peel for your supports and just smash whoever's trying to get through to them. Again, another infra site. They've been building this up so fast. Reese's Pieces close to another rocket barrage, and they both have support ults as well.
Man, Iron. Sorry, we're all broken record. Iron Fixer and Iron Crit and Fixer, the perfect tag team. I can't get enough of it. You saw they dived in, same target, the same exact time, basically demolished them. Chart pretty close getting that charge off, but hitting 14 seconds, it seems unlikely that they're even going to be able to get out of point A.
Yeah, this is a brutal hold, and they still have the Primal Rage coming right up, the Rocket Barrage and the Transcendence, and all they have is Vision's Valkyrie. This is going to be really difficult. They're going to have to make a huge play right now.
And Vision pops his Valkyrie, try to do whatever he can. This is the big fight. Getting a rise up on a Hume, that's going to do quite a bit if it does much. Oh, but neglects it. That's Hume. Evolution down to left is the Valkyrie Mercy, who will soon be falling down to Fantasy. That's GG.
GG indeed. This map also goes to W+M1.
www.win. I wonder which one this is.
Honestly, I'm genuinely wondering. He has so many.
He's like boop 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 barrage. Thank you very much. Thank you for the job.
Absolutely. That was absolutely amazing. I would say that, honestly, operators, unfortunately, just letting Reese's run all over town and just great aggression from the tank. So they're just such a good distraction to allow Reese's to come into play and do whatever executions are needed. There was a great hold near the very end for operators that I thought was really nice. Evolution really stepped up their game, but again, relying on Evolution to take out Reese's when Reese's going to town, switched in the Genji a little bit in between, but overall, just hit scan was needed. And I would say when they switched to the second round, Fancy and Fixer were just steamrolling everybody. It was really, really nice along with Reese's. And I would say maybe there was a lack of firepower on the side of operators. Like you saw Roadhog and, Widow and Diva. And, these are all very nice, wall of fire, but not a lot of strength to it, I would say.
Honestly, so little that's actually that was the wall. Like you said, just a wall of fire.
Yeah.
There's nothing to analyze there. It was the wall of fire.
That's all for me, pretty much. I would say, arguably, maybe if they wanted to, like, maybe triple team competition might have been a good idea, just so they can take a few extra hits just to push out the first point. But overall, that was really, really, like, very convincing win overall.
Yeah, they need to work with their DPS a little better. They need to make, adequate space. That's the problem there. Evolution didn't have the most room to work with.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of suffered for it.
Very much clustered together, I would say, which is, it's nice to stay with a team, but you also got to focus when you're getting outflanked, you need to start also flanking as well and give that elbow room that desperately your hit scan needs. So overall, I think that might be a crucial thing, but we'll see how New Bonnie goes. There's a lot of great nooks and crannies here.
Segueing off of the cluster truck that was last game, what are we seeing off of the defense, and is it going to be working for them, do you think?
Well, I think they're just showing they're really tired of Reese's Pieces here. Running a double hit scan composition here, they know Pharah's coming out. They know it, and this is their attempt to deal with it. Whether or not it's going to work, it's going to depend on how well Char and Stealth can deal with Fixer and Iron Crit.
Man, just imagine Reese's Pieces didn't play Farah right now. He's like, I'm gonna play something else.
We'll see. He might actually try and go right into this.
Oh, the dive just straight up on the high ground. Sharpshooter able to get a pick off of Eye Crit. That was so fast. You can just see how well coordinated these teams are. If Reese's Pieces does know where Evolution is, they'll straight pick him up. Stealth trying to get a little Stealth the kill, but the high ground is Team's Mice, and this is. They are getting pinched right now, but finally they're able to get that kill off for Reese's Pieces. That is what they were looking for, making Team Mice reset. This is I'm gonna say the first time that they were actually able to get a definitive quick win on to Mice.
Yeah, it worked really well for them. This comp seems to do well. You got a lot of good healing from Ana, even more so with the biotic grenade. Sharpshooter really pulling it together for the team, though, getting some key kills, getting the final blow onto Iron Crit and Reese's Pieces. If he can keep this up, this might be different than before.
Here comes dive number 2. Coming in from the edge, we are going to be seeing, oh my god, Iron Crit, Fixer jumping in a little bit at separate times this time, but they're playing as a group. And I just have to adore that. As straight up, you see them, they know they can't win. They're going to back out, get ready, they're going to, and now they're going to jump in. But he does have his barrage up. Stealth says, no barrage for you. We have the people for a reason. Sharpshooter is going to be a 4-kill. Man, I thought they should have got off that point, but what a nice comeback for that. They gave up that point, they get the room, they got them in the position they want to, and then just pow! Thank you very much.
No, it's definitely the correct way to play it. It's okay to give up some percentage as long as you collect yourself and take a good fight, because if you take a bad fight, you just lose the entire point, and what's worse. Still, great play from Sharpshooter here. He's really just holding this entire team together right now. What they're going to want to do on the side of W+M1 is take him out first, because there is no Resurrect. I think that's really going to hurt them. They have both support ults too, and Fixer and the Diva Bomb, whereas they only have Char's Primal Rage. So this is going to be difficult. They're going to need to draw out these support ults soon and make sure they don't get as much value out of them as they could.
Yes, and these dives are coming in, but they're not doing that much as you see Vision drop low, but he's not going to he is going to be fine for the time being, as it seems like they are going to be able to distract Team Operators enough to take the point. And now it's just only time before Team Operators notices that they're going to need to back out.
That's got to be bittersweet. The kills start rolling in, but it's too late. The point has been capped. Char kind of getting a little too distracted with Fixer there. Ended up using the Primal Rage, didn't get too much out of it. Now all they have is Hume's Nano Boost here. And with Char switching onto the Reinhardt, they might be looking for some Nano Rein action, or they might try to go for the Nano Tactical Visor in the next fight. Go watch out for Fantasy. Probably want to get a nice stick to open up this next team fight for them.
Fantasy, let's see how he works on this, but Evolution showing that he can be a nice sniper too, getting a pick off Still, you know, taking out one of the duos. You can't do anything if you're down one of the duos, right? You know, they're just getting picks off. Like, there's nothing like so invigorating about this fight other than Operators is working as a team. They know who to go, and it seems like they finally were able to crack Team Mouse.
Yeah, you know, this isn't the best map for the Pharah either. You know, Evolution really starting to come out of his shell as the Widowmaker here, getting good kills. Same with Sharpshooter. Really just landing the shots that they need to be, and that's the reason they're holding pretty well right now. 2 minutes left, and actually, Operators has 4, soon to be 5 ultimates, so this next defense is looking good for them.
Yeah, this is looking really good. Man, these... I think they're gonna nano visor. Do you think it's gonna happen?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a viable combination. Although in the very first time they used it, it looked like they didn't need it.
Yeah.
Although they're going to need to do something soon, shut this push down quickly, because Reese's Pieces is getting close to the rocket browse. You know what that means.
That means it's gonna be pain time, as we do see Iron, and we do see the nuclear bomb come out, but it's not gonna get any more of, you know, yeah, stay on the high ground. We don't even want you on the low ground, but Reese's Pieces and Iron Crit are both gonna get their own little picks off here as, ooh, Stealth says, nah, have fun in the death zone. Gonna straight up, oh, look at this. He's like not even letting Mercy do whatever he wants. Stealth staggers Mercy to hell and back.
You know, it didn't look good. Hume dying early, their main healer, made me start to wonder. It looked like Operators were actually going to lose out on here, but they managed to keep it together, started landing the kills on their end, and still managed to hold 3 ultimates here. Really good ones at that. Although, both support ults for W+M1 and the Rocket Bros, so they're going to need to be really careful about how they take this next push. We see Fantasy sneaking around, but he's already been caught. So, we'll just have to see what goes next.
Fantasy pro player, but finally Iron Crit's gonna jump in. It's definitely gonna be a little fight with Fixer, as they are gonna get triple kill, quad, there it is. You know, ooh, still able to get that revenge kill on a do, but the revenge kill doesn't matter when they have the point. What they're finally able to get that push down that I think they were trying so hard to get. They're just trying so hard. Finally got it.
Yeah, although not to say there was not to forget that there was a good hold here for Operators. You know, not even 2 minutes left. They're on this last point. They're doing well. Although they really got to deal with Reese's Pieces better here. Even in that last fight, he got 2 kills and the mech, I believe, with that rocket barrage, and it really opened up their defense.
Speaking of defense, there is none where... Ooh, there is actually a nice defense. I take my word back, as we do see Fixer and Iron come in the back line. But you know what? Operators, they already know what's going to happen. Sharpshooter straight up comes up there and starts decimating them, as, you know what? Your tag team duo, your tank one, nah, we don't like it anymore. You can have fun losing with that. And then you push up, and then you stretch up. The point's theirs now. What a nice play. Fixer and Iron can't do anything now.
Indeed. You know, I don't know if that Earthshatter was necessary. They already had a significant advantage in this fight, and this would really be useful coming up in the next fight, as now they have almost 4 ultimates for W+M1 here. Again, with both support ultimates and this Fantasy's Pulse Bomb. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, Sharpshooter's probably looking to shut this down, though, with Attack Visor. Let's see if he can.
Nuke's gonna get Vision right now. Was gonna be really good. I mean, you see Valkyrie come off on one side, but Vision is dead right now. He can't. Up there the Valkyrie is. You see Chart pull a nice play right there, getting 2 kills, but it's feeling iffier by the moment. Oh, there it is. Sharpshooter pops his ult, but he doesn't see up there. Now he finds Farah, and he's in absolutely decimator, as we do see the support duo trying to do whatever they can to live a little bit longer, but it's gonna be hard as Sharpshooter and Char are just straight up wiping this point clean.
Wiping it clean indeed. You know, Sharpshooter's been really doing well this round on the Soldier 76. Map favors him, getting really good value out of the tactical visors. Actually doing a pretty good job of shutting down Reese's Pieces, which is exactly what they've needed all night long.
They're finally able to... I'm proud. I'm proud of them. Like, they're like my children. I've been watching over them for the last hour and a half, and now Now they're doing a lot of good work right now, and I can't say anything. It swells my heart with joy.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep it up. So now we're switching sides here. Gonna see what both teams decide to run after that rousing first round. Really good. They weren't actually able to finish it here. They managed to hold them. So this is a good chance for operators to actually take this map.
It is indeed, as they are gonna relax and unwind with their legendary organic oil from Old Glen Wales 2030. Just around the corner. If you guys ever wanted to buy Old Glen Wales oil, you can get soon. Just wait a while. Wait 10 years. See, we do have the memes coming in on chat. And what do we expect from the defense other than Reese's Pieces on the good old Pharah?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, one bad round isn't enough to throw it away, I guess, is what he's thinking.
Fix. This seems to just be a carbon copy from what they did on attack, it seems.
Yeah, follow fixer, kind of just waiting in spawn, trying to keep everybody guessing, even his own team.
No, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna throw? Am I gonna play? Ooh.
Who knows?
Man, don't you just love it when your team just straight up like it's sassy? Oh yeah, he just screwed with them. Now he's beginning on Diva.
As long as he's just messing around, they'll be just fine. Evolution on the Widow again. Definitely gonna have to shut down Reese's Pieces here. He's gonna have to be the one to do that. All he has to do is get that opening pick though. And especially if it was on Reese's Pieces, they prevent the rest. That would be huge. He's probably definitely looking for something like that.
When you see them, instead of pulling what Mouse did, they do seem to be going on the high ground instead of going about Char. Ooh, Char! Getting a Jew out in the first few seconds is going to be huge already, even though they do get a pick off of Vision as well. That's not the main support. It doesn't matter. Huey's going to be able to res him up right away, and cleanly, not to mention it, as it is a little bit iffy right now. Reese's going to get that kill up. Fixer's going to get that kill up. And the tank sort of pushed, and the push right there.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces again, just going to work here, getting these kills. Without it going down early, it looked like this was going to be in operator's favor, but they couldn't keep it together on top of not actually dealing with the Pharah. So, you know, they suffered for it, and they're behind in the ult economy because of it. Fantasy already has that ever so quickly charging Pulse Bomb. Definitely going to be able to shut down the next push with that if used correctly. Beyond that, teams are getting pretty close. They're pretty even, although Char and Stealth are ahead of their counterparts in terms of their ultimates.
That Pulse Bomb could save the day, not unless he's in a fight with the enemy charger right now. And Vision get the pick off. That's Fantasy down. That's gonna be a lot harder to get this fight. That's Pulse out for like a good 10 seconds right now, as it's gonna be iffy as Char sort of jumps in, tries to do what he wants, but he's sort of gonna get negated by the other players right now. Oh, which means it actually does fall down, which is huge if the tactical nuke does come in. Zoning out Team Mice. Is the Duke even gonna go for as far? No, he's not. He's just sit up there. He's gonna wait, and he's gonna stalk his prey, you know? We do see the tactical nuke come off from my side this time. Not gonna do much. Get caught. It's gonna get actually caught up on the lead as we are hitting up a minute 40 right now. Evolution and Stealth sort of both got picked, and it's a tug of war right now. We do see the Pharah doing quite a bit, but at the same time, the blue outnumber the red.
Yeah, a little too bad. Reese's Pieces kind of blew himself up in that last round, and that gave operators pretty much all the momentum they needed to actually finish this point. Although the W+M1 still has 3 ults, so this is still not looking too bad for them.
Ooh, now they're on the car. They're gonna go choo-chooing down the street. Anyway, what are we expecting from this next fight, which might be taken down in streets?
Yeah, definitely expect Rocket Barrage here. Reese's Pieces probably going to go to work as he always does.
Would you see was that a misclick? That was a weird transcendence right there. But they are going to capitalize. They are going to pop off on that, and they're going to push them right back.
Man, these defenses are so strong here. They're not. They need to. Oh, they need to watch their spawn too. I don't think they realize Reese's Pieces is above them. They're probably going to pop the rocket barrage. I don't think Vision's ult could save them either.
Let's get a nice go. Oh, there it is. Oh, but he's gonna get picked off. Vision be like, you know what? No, eat it. It's gonna be a mad scramble for just getting them off of their spawn roof. I guess that's what you call it. Is Sharpshooter is gonna take out Fantasy, and it's just a tug of war right now. Who's gonna keep the scar? Who isn't gonna keep the scar? They were able to be held on their spawn for a good 30 seconds, which is gonna be huge in any amount of time, as they're gonna keep this point.
Damn, they're playing insanely well, despite not actually getting any real value out of an Eskimo's res. You know, he was stuck by Sharpshooter, was forced to pop it, but it didn't matter. They're still keeping this together. Now Adu's got the Valkyrie. Same with Hume. And that's really all they got working for them. But so far, the way they're playing, it doesn't matter, you know. Unless Char can make some really big plays with that Monkey Rage or Sharpshooter gets a good stick, we might see a lot more of the same.
Huey does come in with his Valkyrie, trying to do whatever he can, but Iron has been like, you know what, why don't you step back for a quick little second? Now the reaction all comes in. He needs to support his team when his team is getting sort of decimated by the Valkyrie. He does try to go in and support his team up. Fixer is gonna take out, we do got a little, we do have a tiny little bit of a tank trader right there that is going into the favor of Mouse, as they are gonna be pushed back to spawn one time. How many times have they been pushed back to spawn?
I'm losing count at this point, but this is not looking good. They managed to cap point A, but now they're only down to a minute and a half, and they haven't even made it around this corner here. It's really bad. Reese's Feces working to another rocket barrage, and Eskimo with the Transcendence once again, getting ahead of Vision there. Evolta's going to have to make something really huge out of his Deadeye, although he's got to be careful. He could get stuck by Fantasy while trying to get something.
Ooh. That was a close charge by Char. Said Fantasy has he does have he's in the back lane. Oh, barely almost pops it up on the Mercy, but Evolution's gonna say no, but Racing's gonna be like yes, as he does get a triple kill off on that. The swirl of emotions right now, it's too much for me.
Ridiculous. Landing that flashbang, getting the kill is already pretty good. Could have been the sign of things going well for operators. However, Reese's Feces absolutely will not allow it. Gets a kill on one, and then a triple kill with the rocket barrage, shutting them down once again. And they pretty much have both support ults, and they still have the pulse bomb into this next fight. Although operators have 4, this is not looking good. They need to make something happen right now and get this card moving.
Where's Fantasy? Fantasy's trying to get his ult off of Mario. Oh, that looks like you doesn't live! Stealth does get the kill off onto a dude, but it's a trade. Fixer does as well, as Fantasy does end up killing himself with his pulse bomb. It's a little bit iffy right now. Evolution does have his ult, like you said, and this might be the winning factor right now, but oh! Reese's moves him off as we're going into overtime, and then this is GG.
GG indeed, you know? Man, it looks like they might have had a chance here, but Operator's inability to deal with Reese's Feces here is proven time and time again to be their downfall.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, their choice of heroes may be also affected as well. I'm noticing that near the end, like you said and mentioned, that they need to push a little bit more and get a little more aggressive in there. And unfortunately, you know, while granted you do get a bunch of cover from Orisa, it's not going to give you the charge that you need. You need a little more in-your-face kind of composition. And, you know, it was really good at the beginning. Great defense. I think just, honestly, it was just, it was a little bit stubborn, almost like sticking with the heroes that they know when they need to switch up to counteract what they are going up against. And I think that might have been a little bit of the downfall.
It is. Why don't you continue what you're saying? Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, you're right. It's a good analogy or a good word for it, stubborn, as they didn't actually want to swap onto something that might work because, you know, actually, that's not entirely true. They would switch around their DPS now and then. I just think, like,
Yeah.
they couldn't work around Reese's Feces for whatever the reason. You know, they could, maybe it's the bit of lacking tank play in the lack of space being made. Or maybe Sharpshooter should have been playing the shoulder because he was absolutely dominating him. I don't know why he didn't just stick to it.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter. I mean, I to be honest, I really did want to see Widow come out a little bit more fancy. I'm gonna have to buy. I'm about to buy a t-shirt at this point. I'm a fantasy fan. Can't get enough of him right now.
Hey, well, he told you the price, so get to buy it.
$17, man. I'll pay that for a shirt any day.
It's under $20. That's unheard of nowadays, especially in these prices. But you know, it's not unheard of. Great Overwatch as usual here on Broadcast.gg. And I think that is the way we are going to end things here. So GG to both teams. Congratulations to Mouse for taking the game. And well done to Operators for at least putting on an amazing show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was flipping out of my mind. I know definitely Byteme was, and I know that Beatdown was crucially analyzing everything. So shout out to that. Thank you to also Moirai for broadcasting, and thank you to Broadcast.gg for always being awesome. We will see you guys in the next scrim.